Well, hey there. Welcome to the Sickening Truth. I'm your host and truth teller, Tisha Castillo, ready to dish out some much needed honesty about the state of our health today. Are you tired of being bombarded with conflicting information about what's good and bad for you? Yeah, me too. That's why I'm here to expose the harsh reality of why we're getting sicker and fatter and reveal the underlying factors that contribute to poor metabolic health and chronic diseases. As we take a deep dive into the world of health and wellness, we'll be unlearning what we thought we knew about health, exercise, sleep, stress, and nutrition. I'll be sharing insights into the root causes of metabolic dysfunction and the measures we can take to address them. Now, this isn't your average podcast. We're going to be shaking things up, challenging the status quo, and exposing the misinformation that's been spread for decades. Get ready to take off those rose colored glasses and see the sickening truth. If you're looking for a magic pill or a quick fix, well, you're in the wrong place. But if you're ready to make small changes in your daily routine to take control of your health and well being, stick around. Together, we're going to uncover the real truth behind what it takes to be healthy and learn how to thrive in a world that's constantly working against us. So let's get started. Are there any work travelers out there? Whether it's something that you're traveling several times a month or even maybe once or twice a year, but you're traveling out of state for something related to work. Maybe it's a convention or a seminar. Maybe you're setting up a new location, meeting with new clients, checking inventory, whatever the case is. But you're leaving your regular routine and traveling somewhere else that most likely has a time difference. Well, that's what I just did this last week. I flew out of state to go to a health convention that I've gone to numerous times. I think I started going to this convention back in 2018, and I've gone every year that it's taken place. It obviously didn't take place during the COVID pandemic, but before and after I've attended. And I was gone about a week. It was in a central time zone, which is different than my Arizona time zone where we never changed the clocks. It was almost in this 2 hour time difference. And that was wonky. Like I don't know. It was just such a weird thing for me to figure out. Now, I could have an entire episode about the challenges of time changing, but I'm not going to do that to you. Don't worry about that. I did just want to kind of just throw out there for those of you that do have to travel and you are changing time zones, especially, like props to you for figuring out how to get that done. I think I probably would have spent a little bit more time trying to figure out what in the world happens to my Google Calendar when I put the times in with different time zones and I switch, and if my phone has to change or my computer has to change or where the heck I'm supposed to go next. But I figured it all out and I made it to the conference. And that's really what I wanted to talk to you about today. Now, for some of you, you may not know that I've spent 20 plus years in another company with my husband. We started it back in 2000 called My Biz Now. And in that company, we build websites and do graphic design, printing. We offer computer support and network maintenance, payment solutions, kind of everything in the B2B space. And I've gone to a lot of conventions and I've helped a lot of small businesses get up and going or existing business kind of refresh themselves and improve their online presence. And I love it. So whenever I go to conventions, I always kind of look at it with a different set of eyes initially, right? So I walk in and I think, all right, how many of the big guys are here? How many of the small mom and pops are here? What's their story? Who could I go talk to? And that's no different than what happened at this convention. So this was a health convention. And as all of you are should be aware, I have started a new career, right? So I am in the health and wellness space now, and I focus on metabolic dysfunction. And so at this convention, I walk in and I see, okay, there's some of the big guys, a little bit different layout than what it's been like in the past. But there seem to be some maybe smaller businesses that maybe just getting started. So I just kind of beeline to all those to figure out who could I talk to. My husband and my daughter came with me to the convention, which was kind of cool. And for those of you who know my husband, he is like the small business talker, right? He can go and talk to anybody about anything and sell you anything. He's just amazing when it comes to that kind of stuff. So he kind of was off doing his thing. I was off doing my thing. And I met some amazing people with some great stories about why they founded this product or what kind of led them down this path, what brought them to this particular convention. And it was really cool. There were lots of speakers I got a chance to go speak to. And the convention was several days. And I think probably by the about the last day, maybe the day before and the last day, I started looking at the convention a little bit differently. See, in the past, this convention was really more focused on when somebody's looking to be able to make some health changes. Here are kind of some basic steps. Here's what's going on with your body. Here's what kind of symptoms you should be listening to. And it was really an informational, educational place to go. Now, granted, I have evolved since 2017 until now, 2023 as well. I have a lot more information. I went back to school. I got my credentials. I opened up a healthcare practice. A lot of things have happening. So I'm looking at this from a different set of eyes. And I admit that, and I'm okay with that. So I'm sharing this with a little kind of little bit of a twist for you. But by the last day, I spent a lot more time people watching of how everybody else was there and interacting with the event. I personally didn't get a lot out of attending the event. I didn't get a lot of new information that I was expecting. But what it was more of an eye opener for me. And that's really kind of what I want to talk about today. So, as I kind of stepped back from what I was looking to get out of the convention and started looking and seeing what other people in attendance were hoping to get out of the convention, I got to be honest with you, I got kind of sad, pretty bummed out. I spoke to a number of people and they were very eager. They were either just starting on their health journey or there were some people that had lost 100 pounds, had reversed their diabetes, were no longer on high blood pressure meds, had the energy that they remember having when they were teens. I mean, there were some amazing stories. I met some amazing people, and I congratulate all of them. When you finally decide that when you start your day exhausted, hurting, popping pills, and thinking that that's just how life is going to be, when you finally make that aha moment that says, I'm done with this, I'm going to start making changes, and you proactively go out and seek information so that you know what to do for your own body to improve your health, I think that's stellar. It's amazing. And it doesn't take a long time to really start reaping those benefits. But here's one of the things that really kind of rubbed me the wrong way at this convention. All of the speakers, the majority of the speakers, and everybody there that was selling stuff that you might think you need in order to be healthy. And that's, for a lot of you that I've had conversations with or chit chatted with, or you might follow on my social, I'm not real big on spending a lot of money on things. I'm not a big proponent of supplements. I don't think everybody should be taking medications. I don't think every time something cricks or hurts or rubs the wrong way, you should try to cover it up with a pill. I don't like gadgets. Now, biohacking, I think, is fun. I think once you get to a certain point in your health, you can always biohack and optimize and make it better. You can test things out on yourself, right? But so many people at this convention were desperately looking for that next something that's going to just make it better, make it easier, let it be something that's just more comfortable for them. So they had red sauna lights and blue light blocking glasses and brain tapping and mobile saunas and oxygen chambers and all kinds of things. And there's also a lot of supplements that are being sold. You know how important it is to make sure you eat organ meats. You need to have desiccated liver in a pill form or a powder form, or do it this way, or don't forget your powdered proteins, or don't forget all the things. And I'm looking at these people and listening to their stories, and so many of them are so committed to doing something to feel better. And they are spending so much money on things that are doing nothing other than draining their pocketbook or possibly muting a symptom. It's just never getting to the root cause. And one of the things that you really need to focus on is that when you start getting symptoms, be grateful. I mean, that's your body's way of saying, hey, listen, this isn't right. We got to do something here. This is not how this is supposed to be. Pay attention to that symptom. Just like when you have a baby that starts crying, you don't just ignore the baby. The baby's crying for something, right? It needs its diaper changed. It's hungry. It's got gas. It's tired. It's something isn't right. So make it better. Well, every time you get a symptom, that's your body crying. It's trying to tell you to do something. And if all you do is walk out of the room, grab some ibuprofen or some other kind of pain pill and pop it, or You can't go to the bathroom and you just keep absorbing fiber, just throwing it into your face over and over again, thinking that's going to help it. None of those things are working. When you're treating a symptom, you're not actually addressing the root cause. And when you hear these stories about people struggling financially, being able to make sure that they can just afford the necessities, and they think these necessities are supplements and protein powders and keto shakes and all these things, they're not, folks. So I guess really what I want to be able to kind of just focus on is that being healthy isn't supposed to be expensive. There's so many things that are out there in this big bad marketing world. It's brilliant when it comes to connecting with us and triggering us, right? This is going to make me not be so tired. This is going to make my hair grow thicker. This is going to make my fingers stop hurting. All the things. This is going to help me lose weight. I'm going to lose 30 pounds in 30 minutes. Fantastic. Drink 7 of these. It's only going to cost you $100. But those things don't work. And even if they did temporarily, that's what it is. It's temporary. As soon as you stop doing that or taking that, the solution goes away, right? So that's obviously not the cause. It's obviously not anything that's sustainable. And I think that's one of the biggest things that we are just going down the wrong path for. We need to start focusing on sustainability for our health. If what you're doing today, you can't see yourself doing in 5 years or 10 years, it's not sustainable. If you decide to not eat Thursday and Friday, well, you're not going to keep doing that Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and on. That's not sustainable. Well, if every time you get a symptom, you're just popping another pill, every time you have an issue, you try to cover it up with something else, you're not dealing with that root cause and it's not sustainable. And when you're muting those symptoms and ignoring them, they turn into chronic progressive conditions, AKA diseases. When you stop listening to what your body's saying, your body gets angry and it's going to do everything it can to keep functioning. And a lot of times that develops into disease if you're not going to address the root cause. So I could go on and on and on about this topic, and I don't want to bore you with that, but I just wanted to say that coming back from this convention, while I'm glad I went and I met some great people, and I always want to know what's up and coming, right? Because a lot of you are going to reach out to me and say, "Hey, I heard about XYZ product, or what about this thing, or do I really need to go buy those red sauna lights and this magic chair?" And my answer is no. You don't need to buy anything. You want red light? Go outside when the sun is rising or setting. There's some red light for you. There's little things like that that we can do. You don't need to install a sauna in your home in order to sweat. Come visit me in Arizona. We'll spend 5 minutes outside in August. You're good to go. Okay. So being healthy shouldn't be expensive. In fact, it should be a more affordable way of living because you shouldn't be wasting your money on gadgets and potions, pills, or all of the fake promises. And getting older isn't supposed to hurt. We've come to accept our body's symptoms as just the new norm as we age. And folks, it's just not right. Every time you throw your money at a thing in order to mute a symptom, you're not only often causing more damage, but you're turning your current symptom into a chronic and progressive condition. We need to start listening to our bodies, like really listening. That pain, that exhaustion, the frustration, mood swings, brain fog, even the weight gain, and any of your new diagnoses that you're being diagnosed with, those are all ways your body is telling you that something isn't right. Find the root cause, restore the lost function, and kiss those symptoms goodbye. I want to thank you for being here today to listen to The Sickening Truth. If you like what you heard, please subscribe, rate, and review my podcast on your preferred listening platform. Oh, and tell a friend that you think would like what I'm doing here. Got questions? Reach out on Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. You can find me at Tisha Castillo. Hope you'll join me again next week. Till next time, folks, ditch the crap and keep it real. I'll see you next week.